What is going on? Today is a little story time video on how I almost burnt Jay's house and myself to death. So basically, I'm getting hot just thinking about this, the irony. But anyway, Jesus. So, I've recently been working for Jay and working with his brother on refurbing his house. I think I mentioned this briefly in a previous video of mine. So, I've been doing up his house. I've been helping his brother do up his house. Recently, we have been removing some old furniture out of the house to clear space, etc, etc. And a lot of this furniture is quite dense and there is a lot of pieces of wood, and we have to keep ordering skips, and obviously skips cost money, so it's a bit peak for Jay because he has to keep ordering these skips because they get full so quickly, and it's just a constant turnaround of trash. So Lee, Jay's brother, thought it would be easier if we ordered some incinerators, or if we went out and bought some incinerators. Now, the incinerators are these little things that actually look like metal bins. They're basically metal bins with holes at the bottom, and you put trash inside them and you burn them. You can get other types of incinerators, but these were the specific ones that Lee was thinking of. So I went out to get these incinerators. Lo and behold, when I first went out, I got the wrong one, as you do. Eventually, I found the right one at B&Q. Headed to B&Q, got one of these incinerators, bought it back. Everything was sweet. Started chucking the wood into these incinerators. Then Lee gave me a petrol canister, was like, just pour some petrol over it, get the fire starting. He was like, don't put too much in there at one time, you know, space it out a little bit so the heat or whatever doesn't get trapped and actually all burns efficiently. And then just once that's been incinerated, do the next batch, blah, blah, blah. Because there was a lot of wood outside that needed to be burnt. So that was sweet. What's there to moan about? What is the story time? You're probably thinking, yo, I've just been burning wood. What a sick video. But nah, honestly, there's a point to this. Fast forward a few days, get back to Jay's, start painting this room that he's going to be moving into. This house is a massive project. There's loads of rooms that need to be done, but it is so sick to see the progression. I start painting, getting my roller, painting, doing my thing. And then once I finished one layer of paint, because it needs quite a few coats, because basically it's just been plastered. Some of the patches on the wall are a bit wet. The paint's not sinking in properly, so I'm having to let some of these patches dry, then come back to it and repaint. So I thought, once I finish one layer, I'd go back outside and start incinerating more stuff. And Lee actually asked me before to get 2 incinerators and I forgot. So I went back out and I bought another incinerator just to speed up the process. Go to B&Q, buy the second incinerator, come back to Jay's, start putting wood in an incinerator, same process, burn the wood, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, this is where it starts to get interesting. I put some of the wood in the incinerator, poured petrol on it. I started to make a little bit of a mess because we all know how flammable petrol is. Built a little bit around the edge of the incinerator, some of the floor with light, a bit of light, but it was no biggie, you know, not too dramatic. Until you look ahead of time and see what I'm about to do. So, I put a plank of wood in the incinerator and I noticed that sort of round the back of this incinerator there's some wood that isn't setting on fire, so I'm trying to just cover the wood that's not actually lit yet with petrol, so I'm increasing the chances of it being flammable and increasing the chances of it burning. Pour the petrol on it, catches a bit of fire, but then it goes out. It's getting a bit annoying. Go around to other side, start pouring petrol on it, catches a bit on fire, goes out. So I just thought I'll let it sit for a while, just do my thing. Anyway, Jay also has recently installed these CCTV cameras around his house for security purposes, and they're pretty funny, they're pretty sick. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he can control them with the app and he can speak to you through the security cameras. The security cameras around the back where I'm burning this wood, and he can see what I'm doing. So he actually sent me a video of what's about to come. I let the fire do its thing for a little. I come back and the fire's starting to die down, so I pour more petrol on it, and this is where it takes a turn for the worst. We all know how flammable petrol is. We all know how quickly and how easily it sets alight, so I don't know why I'm playing with petrol like it's a damn football. I'm pouring petrol onto more wood, and I didn't stand back enough, and I didn't give it enough power to come out of the petrol canister, as in basically the line of the petrol, if you imagine the liquid pouring out of the canister, the fire just caught up with it. So the fire from the incinerator just went followed this line of petrol that was coming out of my canister, and before I even realised, the canister that I was holding set on fire. And then I dropped the damn canister. Idiot, Axel. Idiot. It pours over. So now the petrol canister's on the floor, leaking petrol. I'm like, shit. I'm trying to grab it. And stand it back up so it's not leaking anymore. Obviously, the canister's damn hot because everything's alight, so my hand's like, And then I walk around, I'm just trying to like stomp some fire out. That means I'm getting petrol on my shoe, and I've already accidentally poured some on my leg without even realising. What happens? My leg sets on fire. Look at this. My leg sets on fire. Do you know how much of a cretin I am? And just all these thoughts are going through my head, and now I'm like, shit, I'm gonna burn to death. Like, yo, what the fuck is happening? So my leg's on fire, I'm like trying to slap it out or whatever, and then I'm just like, fuck it. You know when the adrenaline's going through you, you don't even know how severely you've burnt yourself or whatever, but I'm like, fuck it, I need to get this sock off, because I take my shoe off, my shoes just mash up. I take my shoe off, and I'm trying to get my sock off. My sock's on fire now, my sock is on fire, so I just have to grab it. I literally have to put my hands on the flames and just rip my sock off. Got it off. Luckily, the fire went out on my leg. But then we have all this problem of the leaking petrol, and then I notice it's getting closer to my car. My fucking brand new wrapped GT86, the fire is getting closer to it. So then I have to go and move my car. I ran inside the house, tried to get some water, tried to pour it on some of the petrol. Didn't fucking work, didn't work, just made it worse. So I was like, fuck this. Eventually, I managed to actually tip up the canister into its upright position, so it stopped leaking, and it was just the patch of where the petrol went around. But luckily, it was only that size of a canister. Imagine if this was a hench canister, yeah, that had the capabilities to spread its liquid in an incredible amount of proximity. Like, yo, his house could potentially just be burnt to the ground. Like, the fire eventually just burnt the petrol until there was no more petrol to be burnt. Went out, happy days, moved my car, everyone was fine, except for my mash-up shoe and my sock. In fact, guys, I'll show you my shoe now. I have it outside. This is what my shoe looks like. There you go, guys. That's my burnt crepe. Safe to say, I'm never wearing this again, and safe to say, I should probably never play with petrol again. That's that, guys. It's mad. I'll see you for a new video soon, guys. Peace.